Hey, it's Base from BaseFit Official, and today I'm coming at you with a video called How to Make the Perfect Training Program. Now I want to prerequisite by saying and pointing out a couple of important things. Now there are three types of athletes or three types of people who go to the gym. We have the beginner who's been going less than a year. That puts you into the beginner class. If you've been going for 1 to 2 years, that puts you into the intermediate class. If you've been going for more than 2 years, that boosts you up into the advanced category. Now I want to point out the graph that I drew in the how to build a basic fitness video, because it's important here. Your history or your training age, that's pretty much what this is. But then you also have to take into account your existing base, so in creating the rest of your program, because you could be advanced but have a really advanced up here but have a really poor existing base. So instead of being here where you should be if you've been training appropriately and adequately, you'd be here with a poor existing base. Now we have the concept that the reps and sets have a relationship within your program with an exercise. The more reps you have within a certain set, the less sets you need. So if you have 14 reps, you don't need 6 sets. There's no point in that. But then it works the opposite way. If you have 1 rep, you need 10 sets, for example. So you see it's kind of like an inverse relationship between reps and sets for an exercise. Now I've written up on this side the different training adaptions that you'll get through using different repetition ranges. 1 to 8 repetitions causes a strength adaptation, primarily strength adaptation. 8 to 12 repetitions promotes hypertrophy, more specifically, and 12 to 20 repetitions increases something that we'll call strength endurance or muscular endurance. So once you understand these concepts, I'll go through the rest of this for you. So I've broken it up into the categories of beginner, intermediate, advanced. So for the beginner, it's more kind of information to take home because there's more risk of injury. So for the beginner who it's their first kind of time in the gym or first time working out, they don't need much volume to kind of cause a progression. So you'll see progression with 1 to 2 sets of an exercise. So for a beginner who's never gone to the gym before, if that's you, all you need is 1 to 2 sets. After 6 to 8 weeks, now it's appropriate to add in a 3rd set. Only after 6 to 8 weeks is appropriate to add in a 3rd set. First 6 to 8 weeks of training, you only really need 1 to 2 sets, because the amount of progression that you'll see, as I've written here, is neural. It's not muscular. It's like your brain is better able to recruit the muscles in a certain sequence, and that's where the majority of your progress will come from in the gym. So keep that in mind. First 6 to 8 weeks, 1 to 2 sets is all you need. After that, you can put on a 3rd set if you need it. Now this isn't just specific to beginners, what I've written here. It can apply to intermediate and advanced, but it's more appropriate for beginners because everything is new to them. So I've written 15 to 30 repetitions because in that rep range, that is the best rep range to facilitate learning of a motor program. So if you're learning a new exercise, which a beginner is for every exercise, 15 to 30 repetitions is the range of reps that you want to be in to learn that motor program. You don't want to cause motor fatigue, because that will enforce within your body faulty recruitment patterns of the muscles so you'll just do the movements wrong. For the first year, you want to focus on less than 80% 1 rep max in your lifts. So that 80% of 1 rep max generally is about 8 repetitions. So you don't want to go underneath 8 repetitions for the first year of your training, constant training. I forgot to mention that it's 1 year of like constant training. 1 to 2 years of constant, more than 2 years constant training. So if you're in beginner, don't go above 8 repetitions. Don't go below 8 repetitions even, because you need to focus on the readiness of your ligaments, tendons, like your connective tissues in your body. They need to strengthen before your body is able to cope with above 80% of your 1 rep max, 8 repetitions. And now beginners, final point I'll say about beginners is you need a variety of exercises. Don't go crazy, but you do need a variety of exercises, mainly because it aids with your motor, like your brain. It will increase your brain because just learning lots of different patterns, and it also will keep you interested. If you're a beginner, it's boring to just do the same 3 exercises 3 times a week and just go for 12 weeks like that, which is an actual program. You need a variety of exercises to keep you interested in the gym. So that's the beginner. That's more kind of stuff you need to know because there's more risk of injury. Now we're up to intermediate. Obviously you'll have been training for more than 6 to 8 weeks, so you'll be doing 3 sets on most of your exercises, 3 plus, so you will want to incorporate some 80% and above 1 rep max lifts. So you'll be wanting to go from 8 reps. I wouldn't say you want to go to 1 reps quite yet, but maybe 8 to 4 repetitions, 8 to 3 repetitions. You can start to introduce that once you're into the intermediate stage. Once you're intermediate, you need to be doing higher volumes. There's a rule: if there's 2 athletes, both of the same level of strength, and they're on an identical strength program, the athlete who's doing more volume will always be stronger. So when you're when you're on the intermediate level, you need to be doing more volume than the beginner to facilitate better strength in your adaptions. Advanced, more than 2 years of training, you can start to implement that 2 to 1 rep kind of max. You can start using advanced techniques. So there's certain ways of training that you need to be aware of that fatigues your nervous system faster and slower, and you can manipulate that once you're advanced as an advanced technique. Use more advanced exercises. You'll get to know this as you become advanced. You'll get more interested, you'll research some more. I'll make some videos on it at a later point. At the moment I'm focused on beginner and intermediate levels, because we're looking at kind of the base level of fitness, and I think that's really built between beginner and intermediate. Advanced, you really should have a base. You should be able to move on to advanced techniques, advanced exercises, and again with the volume, you need to be doing more volume than the intermediate person. So there we've gone over beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Now, there's kind of a triangle that you need to be aware of. They're called acute variables, so repetitions, which we have talked about here, sets, which we've talked about, and the third part of the triangle is your rest period. These 3 are the 3 main things you need to focus on when you're creating your own program. Now, rest periods are pretty simple. When you're up to the advanced level, you can manipulate them more, but a general rule is that high reps, low sets is less rest. If you have high reps, that means that you have less sets, and you should be having 30 to 60 seconds rest, less rest. If you have lower reps, so this applies to intermediate and advanced a bit more. If you have lower reps but higher sets, you need more rest, 2 to 5 minutes. You don't want I would say you don't want more than 5 minutes, because if you have a rest for too long, you'll notice your performance drop because you're not warm anymore. You'd need to warm up again, which just takes time, which we want to keep the time of the workouts small. So, rest periods, reps and sets you need to be aware of as the main acute variables when you're making your perfect program. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope it's useful, let you look at that for a little bit longer. Happy days, train hard, and I'll see you in the next video.